So now Owen is sitting in prison facing life. Now you actually write a statement.
Yeah. Well, I didn't write a statement. I wrote it and I told the statement in open court, but I was in federal court in California because I didn't want to drive 3.5 hours to San Diego. So I did my victim impact statement in Los Angeles instead of San Diego.
Well, he pled guilty and he gets sentenced to 21 years.
Yeah.
He also has to forfeit $5 million in cash and assets, 100,000 gold and silver coins, a Porsche, 2 Range Rovers, a bunch of watches, homes in Costa Rica, Peru, and Cabo, a sailboat, about $20 million altogether.
It doesn't say 20 million. That's what he says.
That's what he says. Well, on top of the 21 years, you have to forfeit $5 million in cash and assets, 100,000 in gold and silver coins, a Porsche Panamera, 2 Range Rovers, some watches, homes in Costa Rica, Peru, and Cabo San Lucas, and a sailboat. About $20 million altogether.
Correct.
Did you actually have that at the time?
Yeah, they took out all that.
So you had $20 million in assets at the moment.
Yeah, whatever they could grab, they grabbed, yeah.
Okay.
So they grabbed those houses. They grabbed the cars. They grabbed all that cash, all the bullion.
You want me to show you you want me to show you the real thing?
What does it say?
I'll send it to you.
Got it.
Got it? You can read through that. Take your time.
Okay. There's a lot here.
I'm just telling you, that's the real deal.
Okay.
There was no fucking 20 million.
And how much was it?
He lies about every fucking thing. And that's why I'm here. I got to call him out, man. And it's not that he's doing it on one podcast. He's done about 40. And he keeps repeating the same lies on every podcast. And I've literally got people threatening my life, saying that I'm the piece of shit that blew his $2.5 million. So the guy that took his phone, he's been in jail most of his life. He's a guy that I met in Santa Monica. He texted me this for the show. He's a liar. U.S. Penitentiary Lompoc is a medium. Just kept the name. The riot that he says that happened at Lompoc Low. He was in Lompoc Medium. So there was never no riot that he said. He was watching people getting killed and people got hung and hung himself. If anybody got hung, don't you think it'd be in the news? The 2 guys hung themselves? Google 2 guys hung themselves at whatever he said, whenever he said it happened. It didn't happen. I was there at the medium. He's full of shit. He's a coward, a liar, a punk. He's lame. I wish I could ask the questions. Ask him about the legal mail he got at Englewood, Colorado from a lawyer with a printed story from Australian papers showing he was the government witness. He got half his U.S. time knocked off. Check Pacer online and you find his forfeiture at sentencing. He didn't have all the shit he claims. And that's what I just sent you.
Got it. Well, how did you feel when Owen got 21 years?
I felt he deserved it because he tried to kidnap and kill me multiple times when I tried to meet him as a look, I blew his $2.5 million, but I did try to meet with him and resolve it. And he showed nothing but violence and he would never deal with me on his own. He sent people. So if you're a man, if he's the big tough guy he says, I've offered him after he was out of jail. Let's meet. I told him already. Let's meet.
So you actually want to meet with him now?
When he got out of jail, okay, this is what you don't know. A lot of people don't know. There's a guy named Matt Boyer. He was the bookie that was taking Ohtani's interpreter's action. Matt Boyer is Boyer. I had found out that Matt Boyer and Owen Hansen were dear friends years ago when Owen was a bookie and Matt was a bookie. What I also found out is that when Owen Hansen went to jail, Matt Boyer took over a lot of his bookmaking business. Matt Boyer is in jail right now. I think it's in Lompoc for a year and 1 day. And that was the the big bookie case in Las Vegas. That was my case that I took to the feds as well, because Resorts World, they put me in jail on multiple charges, felony counts, 4 felony counts. You could Google my name and put Resorts World. And I had to plead guilty to a misdemeanor disorderly conduct. And after that, I waited a year of probation, and then I came after Resorts World. I filed a civil RICO case against them. It's been all over the news just recently. But what I did do, I met with Matt Boyer in person. I said, call Owen. He had just got out of jail. He was in a halfway house. He said, he doesn't want to talk to you. I said, just call him. So he called. So he said, I have RJ here. He said, I don't want to talk to him. So Boyer said, well, why don't you give him some money? So I said, how much? He said, I'll give him $1,000 Venmo. I said, I don't Venmo. I opened my pocket, I counted out 1,000. I said, here, give him the $1,000. He goes, Owen, I got $1,000. You want to talk? He goes, I still don't want to talk to him. So I said, just listen. If you decide to come out and you're going to change your life and you're going to help kids and you're going to do all the right things, then you and I are good. I applaud you. But if you're going to do bad shit, I'm going to come after you again. So I said, but we could tell the story together, the real story, and we could do it together. He said, well, I got to make money. I said, okay. He said, why don't we box? I said, box? He goes, yeah, let's box together. I said, you're 42 and I'm 64, dude. You want to box me? Seriously? So he goes, yeah, we could make a lot of money. So I said, I'll do it. I said, but I just got over a shoulder injury and a back injury due to a car accident. I need some time to get better. But he literally wanted to box me. So then I said to him, Owen, we're a triangle. Me, you, and Matt Boyer. You understand that, right? And he goes, yeah, we're a triangle. You put me in jail, and then Matt took over my bookmaking business, and now you're going to put Matt in jail. And that's what happened. Now, I didn't mean to put Matt Boyer in jail. He was collateral damage because I was going after the casinos because I knew all this dirty stuff that they were doing. And Matt Boyer was one of the bookies that was gambling there and blew him and another guy $24 million. $24 million. Not this bullshit $20 million that Owen talks about. Matt Boyer and another bookie blew $24 million at one casino, Resorts World. It's documented. It's in federal papers. It's in Gaming Control Board papers. That's real stuff. And it's all because of me. They put me in jail for bullshit charges, Resorts World, dirty attorneys, dirty executives. And from all that, I turned the tables on all of them, just like I turned the table on Owen and all of his cohorts. I turned the table on literally the most dialed in, the most corrupt people, the highest ranking people, executives in Vegas. I turned the table on all of them. The president of Resorts World pled guilty to a federal crime, and multiple casinos paid tens of millions of dollars in fines to the Gaming Control Board and the feds.
Matthew Boyer took over $326 million.
There you go.
From Ipe
Mitsuhara. Which was the
Ohtani's interpreter
and best friend.
Right. Yeah. But he also said that Ohtani had run up a $40 million gambling debt.
Yep. And only paid $16 million.
Yeah. Matt Boyer also said that half of all pro athletes gamble on sports.
100%.
And
Matt Boyer and Owen Hansen, Vlad, were like this years ago.
Well, right. And he also...
Nobody talks about that.
Right. And Matt Boyer also said that he took over $1 billion in wagers from 1,200 clients in a year from betting on sports.
Yeah, money's coming in and out. Some people win, then they don't. They lose. It's going back and forth. It's just like at a casino. I've probably easily played $1 billion because the money's going across the table back and forth for years. Think about it.
Right. I mean, Ohtani was never charged with any crimes, but Matt Boyer ended up doing a year in prison.
Well, he's still in jail right now.
Oh, he's still in jail? Oh, so
he
got
just went
extended?
to jail. He went to jail like 2 months ago.
Oh, so he got out and then went back in?
No. Matt Boyer's in jail right now. He went 2 months ago. He's serving 12 months and 1 day.
Got it.
And by the way, I'll leave this up to the audience. He was supposed to do almost 6 years. He got 1 year. Figure out what happened.
He cooperated. And you know him personally?
I know the whole story personally. I knew Matt. I gambled with Matt in Punta Cana and at Hard Rock Punta Cana at the Dominican Republic like 7 years ago where I first met him.
Okay.
He's a nice guy. Nice family guy. There's another guy involved. I don't want to mention his name because he doesn't like his name mentioned. Matt doesn't mind his name being mentioned. But the other guy is a really good guy. And he blew more money than Matt gambling at the tables. So just so you get this straight, They were successful bookies, but they were dumb gamblers because they blew all the money they made betting sports at the tables. And when I say millions, tens of millions. One casino, both of these guys blew 24 million. Owen Hansen never had 20 million ever in his life, but these guys did. They blew money other places as well. But Owen Hansen never had 20 million ever. And I'm so glad you called him on that 4 million, but he had 20 million and he's not going to sell his real estate to pay off the cartel and they're going to kill him. It's all bullshit. Krista Velarde dated a guy, Ariello Felix. You could Google his name. I could show you a picture. When she was 18. While she was visiting him in jail, she met Frank Henry Hughes. Frank Henry, and by the way, you see Krista Velarde. She's gorgeous, right? Hot. And I'll tell you another story. When I was in Vegas with Krista Velarde, she asked me one time that she wanted, I said to her at a ski slope in California, I said, listen, if you want to do something, if you like girls, if you like guys, like I'm cool, whatever you want to do. So she said, really? I said, yeah. So I said, do you want me to bring another girl or another guy? And she said, I think I like hombres. I said, oh, okay. How many do you want? And she looked at me and she went and she put her finger in her mouth and she went, I don't know, 3 or 4. So the next week we went to Vegas and guess who one of the guys was that I brought in? And this is real. I mean, I'm not worried about being sued because it was real. But Mark Cuban was one of the guys that I ran into 20-some years ago. He was, and when I said, come on, he goes, you're the guy that took 5,000 and won all these millions? I go, dude, you took this little company, you became a billionaire. Your story's way bigger than mine. He goes, no, you took 5,000, dude, and you became a multimillionaire. I said, so what? So I said, listen, what are you doing right now? He goes, why? I said, come on, I want you to go to the Chinese restaurant at the Palms. And Krista Velarde was sitting there, and I brought him and a NBC News reporter and 2 of his friends, and they were the 3 or 4 guys that were going to have this crazy night with Krista Velarde. Mark Cuban, I'm just telling the truth, bro. He said, he looked at me and he goes, RJ, I'm out. I don't want to do this. He just felt nervous. Like he just looked at her and said, something's wrong here. This girl's too hot. So the other 3 guys came, but he kind of tapped out and said he had the dinner and he left. So Mark, it was a good move because she was with the cartel. Anyway, so